All right, guys. Speaking of inappropriate behavior, a Fulton County, Georgia detention officer is facing termination for inappropriate sexual behavior with an inmate after she was filmed in a contraband video performing sexual acts. Kawana Jenkins has been charged with 2 counts of improper sexual conduct by an employee or agent, 5 counts of a violation of oath by a public officer, 2 counts of reckless conduct, 2 counts of cruelty to inmates, and 1 count of giving an inmate prohibited item without authorization. All right, Claudia, let's start with you. What do you think about this?
She's a hoe. She's trifling. Did she make sex tapes with the prisoners and all kind of, is that what she did?
Well, I think in this particular case, they had her video recording sucking on an inmate's finger.
Okay, even that. Like, I wish I would go hang with y'all, suck on y'all's fingers, and then post it or have it out there. Like, what the hell is wrong with
we're not in jail.
Huh? I just mean, period. I'm on the job. People I work with, anybody. Like, what's, again, race to the bottom. It seems like that's the recurring theme for tonight, is a race to the bottom. And so, go ahead, Q.
Claudia, I want to provide a little bit of clarity. This got out because they did a sweep of the cell and they found the cell phone. They looked through the cell phone and saw that the inmate had the images and her face was in it. Now, listen, guys, inmates and correction officers having sex is not anything new. I have a very good friend that's a correctional officer here in Miami, and I asked her about this, and I asked her, how does it happen? And, you know, when she gave me the breakdown of how this happens and how often it happens, it made me say, wow, I get it. And what she told me was, so many male inmates end up having sex with so many female correction officers because you have women who either have low self-esteem, who are commercially unattractive, or you have women who have never, ever, ever gotten male attention. And now all of a sudden they are getting all this male attention and it feels good to them. It feeds their ego. It feeds that void of being the ugly duckling in high school. And that is how these things happen. So much so that she told me they have training curriculum, psychological curriculum to try to help these female inmates not find themselves in these situations. She said, because it is very easy to happen. And my friend told me that it is more rampant in the prison system than you think.
Now, you guys remember in Baltimore in 2013 where 4 of the female correctional officers were all pregnant at the same time by that one prisoner? Y'all remember that? And 2 of them had his name tattooed on their neck. What is going on?
Prison dick.
Yeah. But to her point, when she broke it down like that, you've never gotten male attention. Now all of a sudden you got 300 men masturbating to you, as nasty as that is, cat calling you, hey, baby, you fine. And these are men that would have never given you the time of day on the street because they fine or whatever the case may be. It makes you feel good. You feeling fishy. You feeling cunty. You feeling pretty. You feeling all that. Just fishy, bitch. Yeah.
But how sloppy was she, though? Because the inmates had the footage, right?
Yeah, right. It was on his cell phone.
So, I mean, I know that prisoners, they sneak cell phones in because I get some of my sports betting tips from an incarcerated man that actually is he's very accurate. He gave me some good 10-team parlays I hit on. But for you, first of all, outside of prison, letting the man keep the video is a no-no for me. And second of all, a prisoner that could use that against you to negotiate, to hold it over your head, not very smart.
That's how digmatized they are. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and we've seen it. It's the same psychology between someone who has daddy issues and runs to older men. It's the same psychology.
To me, she looked like she was high on something in that video.
Could have been. And speaking of, it's this same phenomenon which drives correctional officers to bring in contraband for these types of things. I met a gentleman at the bar the other night, the other month. He had been in prison for 10 years. I was drunk and I was like, you mean to tell me in 10 years? I said, how does that work when you're in a jail cell with other men? Do y'all masturbate together? Do y'all have prison sex? He was like, no, I was just knocking off all the nurses. He was like, I never ran out of sex in prison. He was like, I was just knocking off all the nurses. So these sexual relationships in prison are very common.